Completed Core i7-2600K build with a 6950 HD Crossfire setup in the Lancool K62 case. And 8 gigs of G-Skill RAM, CL7 timings, DDR3 1600. And the Antecedent Kuhler 620. I mounted, this is the radiator and fan that came with the unit. This is the case fan that came on the case. I mounted it over here using these screws and a small screwdriver through at the top, so that way I could screw it. And the computer was running overclocked at 4.5 gigahertz from the standard 3.4. And Prime 95 full load at around, without the second fan, at around 70 degrees it would hit. With the extra fan, it would hit no more than about 67 degrees, 67, 68 at most, on the highest core. But generally I'm getting about 3 to 4 degrees cooling, anywhere between 2 to 4 degrees cooling better with this extra fan. It might be even better with a higher RPM fan than the stock one. Here's my Crossfire setup, my soundblaster. Since this soundblaster obscures the front of this card a bit, including completely covering the fan, so you can see the fan is in the middle versus some of the reference designs which are on the back, it does significantly add to the temperatures on here. This at full load, in something like Metro 2033 or the Heaven 2.5 benchmarks, this puppy will hit around 90 degrees. While this one will be about a good 20 degrees lower. When I test it without the card at all here, it hits about 72 at most, the whole deal. When I tested it with a PCI Express Sound Blaster card I borrowed from another computer, in this bottom slot where it only obscured about half of the fan, I was running significantly lower overall, whereas this card topped out at around 74 degrees versus 90 degrees, 79. 89, 90. It was topping out at about 74, 75. So that also helped bring the noise level down quite a bit because the fans don't have to spin up to full speed to keep the cards cool. So that's something, though. If you guys are going to get video cards and you have to have something obscuring the card, I do suggest getting one that uses a reference design or a dual fan configuration where it has one towards the end on the front, so you get at least better airflow into the card. Or use a PCI Express solution behind the card or in front, so this way you can get better airflow. I also added an extra fan here. I twist tied to the system. So it did lower, with this configuration, it did bring this card down by about 5 degrees during normal usage. So instead, let's make a good difference. And I have the 140 millimeter front fan, 2 140 millimeter fans on top here. Let me show you. And you see the cable management, I got everything out of the way. So the interior is about as neat as it can be, pretty much, to maximize airflow. And this is a mid-tower case, so you want to have the best cable management you can get. And you'll notice this case, it has an extra slot here. If you were doing a tri-SLI setup on your configuration, you can have another dual slot card in the bottom for triple SLI. I'll show you with the side panel on here. Computer with the side panel. Let's take a look behind. In the back of the case. You see my intake fan, some grommets for water cooling solutions. This is for the Bluetooth sensor. These are part of the built-in onboard audio. You have an eSATA port, Firewire port, my USBs, dual network jacks, gigabit, USB 3.0 jacks, the onboard audio analog jacks. Here's my soundblaster, my two Radeon 6950s, and my power. I will show you now. This is the breakout box to the soundblaster. Two Blueray drives. USB ports on top, reset switch, power switch, headphone and mic jacks, and LEDs, and vents for the top fans. There you have it. Future videos will show you some benchmarks of this bad boy.